this is wild, right? So you could literally be experiencing something. You're having a conversation with somebody today, experiencing something that happened to you like 5 years ago, reliving that trauma in the conversation that you're having in real time.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So basically, I could be talking to somebody today. So I'm gonna use a prime example for me and my wife. I've been married 27 years. So me and my wife always say this all the time. We got a show called the Married Life Podcast. We drop episodes every Tuesday. So we always talk about in relationships, it's never about two people arguing, right? Most people think the arguments in relationships is between two people, but it's really between two nervous system stories.
Hmm.
That's what I tell people, because you're telling yourself a story about your partner, how they're going to respond, how they're going to react, what they're going to say, all before the conversation even starts. So now, once the
Mhm.
conversation starts, your nervous system is already primed for an experience that happened 4 or 5 years ago, but it's 2026. So now, when I get in the conversation with my wife about anything today, my nervous system starts reaching for the stories 5 years ago. And that's not really what's happening in reality. So now I have to ground myself to reality and let myself know that, hey, my wife hasn't done that since 2020, or since 1998 or whatever it is, So it's grounding yourself in the actual facts that helps ground your nervous system so you can make better decisions and be a better version of yourself.
Wow. How does that show up in people's business lives? Like what have you found they consistently go back to?
So what I found in business, me being an entrepreneur like I've been my whole life, my mom and dad had businesses, my dad and grandmother had businesses. I found that most people get stuck in business because the pattern, okay, well, no, let me say it like this. Let me back up. I'm gonna say it like this, a thermostat. So I always use this example, right? So most people get stuck in business because their thermostat is set on a certain level. And by thermostat, I mean your first 7 years all the way up until you move out, right? So I talk about the first 7 years of everybody's life. Those are called the fundamental belief years, the most important years of everybody's life. So what you saw, what you heard, and what you experienced in those years, you put on repeat mode, right? So
Mhm.
basically, whatever you saw dealing with business in those
Mm.
years, that's what your thermostat is set on. So now fast forward to 2026, if your thermostat, financial thermostat for business is set on $100,000, every time you try to rise above that thermostat, it's going to
Mm.
pull you right back down, just like a thermostat on the wall. So here's the thing about a thermostat. A thermostat won't ever let you get above it, but it damn sure let you get beneath it. So that's why you have to watch the nervous system
Wow.
and the language, because you might not ever get above it, but it'll make you drop lower. So what that looks like in business is people settle. They settle. People know they're supposed to have a business here, but they settle for this because the gap is where most people die in, because from where you're supposed to be to where you are, it's a process. And you have to retrain your nervous system to feel safe with that new level, or else you'll keep repeating the same patterns to keep you on this level. So that's kind of what I tell people and kind of coach people through that.
Wow. All right. So your journey as an entrepreneur looks totally different than most, right? So you've only ever worked what, two jobs in your whole
Two
life.
jobs, yeah. Yeah.
So when it comes to nervous system as it relates to a job or work, like working for a boss, right? You never had to reset that, really.
I never had to reset it because my nervous system was already trained to entrepreneurship.